Well, rumor has it that this is actually working. It's been a very chaotic hour, this last hour. At 1 hour ago, my main computer decided to go, I'm done, I'm not going to work anymore, and crashed. And it's been trying to reboot and set systems up ever since. And I did have it up and running for a few minutes, started up OBS, and wham, got the message from Windows, your computer's having a problem and we're restarting. And off it went. So, this is the Zidim channel. I'm Richard Murray, your host. I'm live here at 10 o'clock every Wednesday morning. Hopefully, computers allowing that. Good thing I have two setups. I was going to be over in Studio A, which is where my main computer is, because I was going to work on a project that I'll describe in a few minutes. But instead, I'm back here in Studio B, which it's my workshop. You can see stuff scattered everywhere. I hadn't planned on doing anything in here this morning, so we'll see how things go. Do we have chat up and running? Let me deal with that. The fun of streaming live. Where are you, chat? Give me a moment here. And according to this, are we streaming live? We are live. Where's my chat? Okay, I got a live stream here. We are coming up. Now there's chat. Give this a test. Hey, chat does work. Oh, I don't want you full screen. I just want you to be there. You I'd like to have over here. Drop that down. Slide this over. Bring this down some more. And we're up and running there. So, as I say, I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now. The joy of technology brings back memories. When I was going to SAIT, taking television production, too many decades ago, it was our first live news, and we did a live news show every, I think, Friday on the local cable station. And for the very first one, our instructor was doing the directing. And 90 seconds before we went live, my graphics system locked up. And so I rebooted it because I knew I could reboot it in 80 seconds. And so that left me 10 seconds to get my actual graphics up. As we were counting down, we were in the 10, 9, 8-bit, and I was typing away on the computer, and by the time they hit live, I had my graphics up. And after we completed that show, the instructor spent a few minutes yelling at me, which wasn't a problem. I think I got back at him rather nicely. So hopefully the audio is working for this. Let's see. I'm not seeing a line move. That is an issue. Come on, where's my mouse? There's the mouse. Check, 1, 2. Yep, we got audio. Good stuff. So what do we have here as I try to get things up and running? Well, we have mail call. I got yesterday a few new things in here. And this is some Pet G. and very nice dark green color. Looking forward to working with that. What else did we get? Let me open up that one last. Solid red. Here's the one I'm really looking forward to. This is a translucent ruby red. I'm really looking forward to doing some prints in that. So I can think of a few things that's going to look nice with. Won't be actually for our scale, but hey, they'll still look good. And this is the other exciting one. Spinners are all the rage right now. I don't know how much longer that fad will last, but to make the spinners, I have some here. This is bronze fill. So looking forward to doing that. This is from Color Fab. So do they actually have the numbers on here? $190 to 210 Celsius, with the plate being between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius. And this was manufactured March 6, 2017. So hot off the press, as it were. So hear a lot of good things about Color Fab products. So I'm really looking forward to putting that to work. Once again, not train related, but hey. The other thing that's nice about this stuff, this came from filaments.ca. Did the order on it. I'll actually do a review later on probably. And the nice thing is they send you large Ziploc bags with the silica packs inside. Right there. So do not eat. Really. Anyways, that's very nice that they send that. Now, I made up some packages not that long ago, and I have made these capsules here. What I'm going to do on it, I was still in April, so putting a date on there. And I'm going to put this right into my bathroom, because the one luxury I give myself is long, hot showers. Just love them. So it gets humid in there. So I'm going to put this in there and see how it reacts to all that humidity. So a nice little test of that. Now, what I'm going to be, or had planned on working on today, was this setup for some pipes. Because what I have here, and let's see if I can make this work properly. Here we go. And let's see, I want that one there. I built, when I moved here a couple of years ago, a temporary shelter, sort of an extension to my patio. I'm on pension, so don't have a lot of money, so I do a lot of scrounging. This came from a greenhouse that I was building out at my nephew's place, and it's just piped with some plastic on top of it. This winter, the snow came off the roof. We had a lot of snow this winter. Snow came off the roof and crushed that, so did some damage to it. But I did realize this is more like a proof of concept. I realized I really do like that extension, so I'm going to rebuild it this year, and that is going to get moved over to there we go, my shed, and it'll become a greenhouse over there. In order to get it on there, I have to change something, the attachment, the way I put that on. As you can see here, I just have a 2x4 screwed in. underneath the patio roof, and I had some holes bored in it, and then the pipe just shoves right in there, and that's all holds it in. And so that hole, most it can be is 1.5 inches, and I don't think the pipes are making it in that far. What do we got here? Sorry about that. That's the notice that I'm live. Hey, got through. Anyways, I need to do something for this. So, what am I going to do? I could go to the the hardware store, and buy some sort of connector that I can jury rig for it, so it's attached to the wall and the pipe just goes in like that. That's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to actually design something within Fusion 360 and print that out and put it to work. And if the design doesn't work, tweak that design. And that way I build my printing or design skills and my printing skills as I go through different materials. The goal or my thought was to print it in PETG, and I have nicely worked out how to design one. That's on the computer that died an hour ago. So we'll have to move on from that. So that's the one thing that's going on. The other thing I'm waiting for is at any point in the next few hours, my daughter's MK2S, the original Prusa MK2S, will be arriving at the door. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to stream that live on this channel, computers willing. I can move this computer into there if I have to. This I'm coming off of is a Microsoft Surface, so it's fairly portable. I used to use host radio shows using that when I did remotes. But anyways, I'll move that in there if I have to. We'll stream and that build, and that might be this weekend. We'll put it together. Part of the chaos going on in the house is I'm trying to make room in Studio A over there in order to put a table up so we can actually have a space to do the build. So looking forward to that, and I'll post times for that coming up. The other thing is going to be coming on, and I'll have to get a graphic loaded on here for it, and I'll put it in the notes down below. This Friday, I'll be taking part in the community chat once again. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, so please come down and enjoy us there. The folks on the stream are all content creators, and we'll be going over what are we doing this week. This week is getting into 3D printing. That's the topic. And I can't think of off the top of my head who's hosting it. As again, I set up the graphics. Don't have them here. I'm trying to reconfigure how I do things. So we'll get there. Now the other thing I have going on is, let's see if we can do this here. Yes, this coach can go off to the side. We have here a Raspberry Pi. And I'll be loading onto it Octopi. We have the camera on here. And one of the first things we'll be printing with the MK2S is the camera mount. But mount the camera onto the bed. I have an extension for the ribbon cable here, and this will give us the time lapse of the print jobs taking place right on the bed, right from the bed. So that what that does for us, if you hook the camera up static, the bed's going back and forth. Doesn't look all that great, but if you mount the camera on the bed, then the camera's in motion with the bed, and you get a nice time lapse of your item being built. So probably next week I'll be going through the process of loading this up with Octopi, and I'll hopefully have the camera mount printed out, so we'll do the install and see how that works for getting onto the system. One of the things that'll be nice is I'll be able to, supposedly, access that camera while I'm doing the stream. So if we want to see what's happening over there, I'll be able to just swap to that. So some of the technology we're getting to there. So back to our main project. As I say, I can't do the design work right now. Have these parts. If we can get them apart. The design process, you need your dimensions. If you're in the 3D printing, you need a set of calipers. Digital calipers do not cost all that much. This one gives you metric, imperial, decimal, fractions. Pick your measurement type. But measurements we're going to need, like the outside diameter, this just as something to work from. More critical is getting from inside. It's 22.54 millimeters. So it gives me an idea of what we're working on here. How much tolerance? Well, this is 21.35 millimeters. And fairly consistent there. So of all 21.35. So call it 21.5, just be safe. So 22.5 at a millimeter for, they go with 23. How tight is it? How about here? Or that's 21.35. These ones, this was a good fit. That one's kind of loose. But have to remember that we have to make allowances for our 3D printers. So I do not think I'll be going with this 22, but I also won't be going with our, well, we got 21.35. So I'll probably go with 22. Right? Yeah, 21.99. That was kind of loose. 21.3. So 21.5. So I'll make the diameter on there 21.5. Where's my pen? Hang on. One of the things I have to learn to do is set up a key for this. Just imagine some elevator music. Okay. My other computer is actually still running, but I'm not going to risk staying with that. Let's just move this around some. So, if you follow Angus's videos at all over at Maker's Muse, you know he talks about always having a sketch before you start work. So, I'm imagining a circle there. It's going to have a tube sticking out from it. I'm going to need mounting holes, 4 of them, and then it's going to need a brace. Now sometimes I see them where they have the braces all the way around. Give it some thickness. Can't really see it from that angle. So these are our braces. Now, I might go with this pattern where I use 3, but I think for my first one, I'm just going to go with one of these angle brackets, and it'll be at the bottom. Now, it all depends. There's going to be a lot of force at the top, too. At the bottom is going to, we got this here. If we have this, here's the wall mount. There's our pipe sticking out. We've added some screws going in here. And then our pipe curves like that out of it. And it's gone in here. It's inserted in there. So there's going to be force here pushing up. And there's going to be force here going down. This being at the base, it might be okay. This might work where I don't have to add any reinforcement here. This, I think, is where I'm going to need to have the reinforcement in order to fight with this downward pressure. Now, one of the other options might be, if there's too much pressure there, if I want the strength up top, when I make this, I have my pipe coming out. I cut away part of the pipe. So it's partially open there so the downward pressure can start like so. And it won't bite in right in here. But we'll still have a secure holding. It won't be able to bounce out and that. So that is plan B. But we'll go with plan A first. The first one I'm going to print of these, I will print in PLA. PLA doesn't last well outside, but it's more of, does everything fit? Does it work in that? Because the PLA is fairly inexpensive and easy to print. Then the plan is to go on and print that out in PET G. I have some black PET G here. I might give it a coat of paint, just a white coat. And then I will go ahead and print it up from there. So that is the plan for what's going on there. In here, everything's on hold as I shuffle everything around. Because of the computer problems, I think I'm not going to continue beyond here. I want to get things working. I have to go rescue that other computer because I do need it up and running. And so that's a major problem. Anyways, if you want to get a hold of me, I'm on Twitter, Zidim17. I have a Facebook page, Zidim17, although you can find me on 3D modeling, 3D printing for model trains. That's the face group page we put together. This week will be on the community chat at 10 p.m. Eastern, and as soon as I get the address, I know it's on the other computer, I'll plug that in here, and that way you can find us on Saturday or Friday night. That's a lot of fun. And then this weekend, we'll be doing the stream of the build of the original Prusa MK2S. So all that fun is going on, but now I have to go and rescue my computer. So be safe out there, and hopefully chat with you on Friday night. If not, I'll be back next Wednesday. Take care.